This is the project for roll number CE004 and the topic is online electronic shop management. There are two users, customers and admin. The main reason behind developing this software is taking business online along with having one shop. So if a person is having an electronic shop and along with having shop, he wants to take his business online, then that's what I have done. I have done basically, I have also taken the business online and given him the platform to take his business online. So here, for the software to work properly, the first thing which we need to do is the owner should sign up as an admin so that he can do all the management tasks. So the first thing which I would be showing to you is admin sign up. Now let's say if the admin does not enter any details and if he tries to sign up, then these data validation errors would happen or they would be shown. So the let's say the admin now enters all the details, and now if the password and confirm password are not same, then the owner would be or the basically the owner would be shown errors, or he would be shown an error that the password and confirm password, they are not same, right? I think that was quite evident because the confirm password was 3 character long and password was 4 character long. So now let me enter the equal password, or let the password and confirm password be same, and let's now register properly with the proper details. So once that all the details are proper and the owner has signed in, he can do electronic items management. He can view service request. He can view service feedback. I'll go to this part later on. Let me show you first of all how he would be managing electronic items. So when I click on manage electronic items, these are some of the items which I have already added, or these items he would be able to sell, or these items would be actually shown to the users. Now let's say if he starts also he now in his shop he has also started selling printers, so he can add printers. First thing which he need to do is add the brand name, the price of the printer which he is going to sell, and he can also enter the date when it was actually manufactured, or so right now I'm entering randomly some date, and then he would be selecting the category. So which category is the electronic item belongs to which category. It may be a printer, washing machine, mobile phone, audio system. As it is an electronic shop, therefore he's basically selling different types of items. So we are right now adding a printer. Let me also add a photo so that the customers can have an idea of how actually it would be looking. So you can see Sony audio system. I'm selecting that photo and adding it as a file. So let me create and let me show you. See, initially you can go back to the video and check. There was no item besides Samsung Galaxy, but now after I clicked on create, this item is also added. Okay, now he can also view the details of this individual electronic item. He can also edit the data. Let's say he wants to now sell or set the price to 4500. He can just click on save and let me go down and let's see. So you can see the price has changed from 4000 to 4500. If he wants to delete, he can also delete. So as of now I'm not deleting because let's keep it. So now I'm also adding eyeball audio system. Let the price of that be 12,000. It's slightly expensive, but eyeball is a good company. So now let me quickly add the quantity also. Let's say 50. And if I click on eyeball audio system, if I click on create, so you can see The category is audio system and it has been added. Now, so in this way, the owner can add electronic items. He can edit the details as and when required, and he can also manage the electronic items. Now, let me show you the customer sign up and customer login. And in that, I have also implemented the forgot password. So let me just show you in a just a minute. Before I show you the customer sign up and customer login, now let's say if the owner again tries to sign up, he would be redirected to login page. He would not be able to sign up again. In this software, I have not kept the functionality or provision of having multiple admins. As of now, I have kept only a single admin provision. So in future, if the owner has wants multiple admins in this system, then I'll have to expand. This is the feature which can be done in future. Now, let's say if the customer wants to sign up, then if I click on not signed up, then this is the sign up for customer. And again, here there would be the same data validation strategy. No, you should be entering name. So let me enter. Okay. Uh, let's say Ashish Patel is the name, or just a minute. Let's have some unique name. Let's say Bruce Banner is the name of customer, and his email ID is bruce@gmail.com. I'm just right now entering any random mobile number, and let's enter the password. So this is the address field. Now let me enter the address A12. Just a minute. So when I click on sign up now, the customer can now log in. Okay. So let's say the customer does not enter any details, then what happens? Then again the same errors would be shown that both are required. Now, in case the customer does not enter valid credentials, then he would be shown this error, invalid username or password. So again, then he has to try. Now, let's say if the customer has forgotten his password, then he can just click on forgot password and he can enter his email. So let me show you. Before I click on submit, let me give you some introduction on mail trap. This mail trap is basically debugging fake SMTP server used for debugging when the project is in development part. In the once the project is developed and it's in the production area and it's deployed after the production, so then we can actually do the email ID to Gmail. But as of now, for simplicity, I have used Mailtrap for debugging in the development portion of the. As this software is in the development portion, I have not deployed this software, so that's why I'm using a Mailtrap. So the email would be shown over here. Once I click on submit, there would be an entry of email. So I'll just show you in Mailtrap. Just a minute. So you can see we have sent you and the response on the registered email, please check your email. So when I click on my inbox, you can see, just a minute. So you can see, forgot password email. Password for Bruce at the rate Gmail is Bruce at the rate 2000. So let me just copy this password, and now let's try to log in with this password. If we are able to do that, then submit. So you can see the forgot password functionality is implemented like this. Now let's say Bruce Banner wants to purchase some items. So he can actually, in the, this is the card. In this card you can see there are all the items like Voltas AC, Whirlpool AC, Whirlpool washing machine. uh, the category is also shown, the printers, everything is there. But let's say I want to purchase only mobile phone, then I can just click on mobile phone, and only the mobile phones will be visible. There is not even a single washing machine or printer or refrigerator or AC. If I want to purchase only AC, only the ACs would be shown. There are only two ACs in the system right now, so only two ACs are shown. If I want to buy a refrigerator, just a minute. If I want, so in this way, the sorting of items has been done. And let's say if I want all the items, I want to purchase a mix of mobile phones and printers, then I can also go for all items. So let's say I want to purchase a mobile phone. So let's say Bruce Banner wants to purchase a mobile, and if I click on add to cart, it would be added to cart. So let me click on add to cart. Now, if Bruce Banner wants to purchase more items, he can click on more items. And let's say I want to purchase an AC. So if I click on AC, then AC would also be added. And similarly, let's say if I purchase two mobile phones, and it is of Oppo itself. So if I click on add to cart, you can see the quantity is two. And if I now let's say these many items Bruce Banner wants to purchase. If I click on generate bill, the bill would be generated. You can see this bill, and it is already shown that 36,000 plus 25,000 is also equal to, I think it is equal to 61, isn't it? 36 plus 14 plus 11. Yes. So the total price is also correct, and this is the address to which the customer would be delivered these three items. And by default in this software I have kept cash on delivery. Now let's say uh, if the customer has some complaint, let's say the customer has purchased some item and it's not working properly, then he can register a service complaint. So when we register the service complaint, the customer will have to enter the complaint. Let's say it is for AC. The cooling effect of AC is not proper, and it is not working properly. So this is the complaint. I exactly don't have a clear idea about when the AC does not function properly. So when the customer would be sending the complaint, a mail would be sent to the customer of the complaint which he has actually sent to assure the customer that your complaint has been registered. And then this complaint would be taken care, or an engineer would be assigned by the admin. I'm going to show you that very shortly. So let me click on send complaint, and the status as of now is not assigned because the admin has not the assigned any engineer the complaint. Now when I refresh, uh, you can see, I think the complaint, the email would be actually sent to the customer once the service is assigned an engineer. I'm so sorry, by mistake I said that an email would be sent to the customer after he registers. So now if I click on admin login, and now let's see how admin would be able to do the complaint management. So this is view service request. Now you can see this request. The cooling effect of AC is not working properly. This is not assigned as of now. So if I click on assign, there would be some engineers who would be assigned, engineers or technicians, whatever you say. I am assigning Rakesh Verma to uh, I am assigning Rakesh Verma this complaint. And once I click on assign, now the email would be sent to the user that the complaint which the user had sent. So you can see your complaint, the cooling effect of AC is not proper and is not working properly. For the category AC is assigned engineer Rakesh Sharma along with his contact information. The the way in which this email is sent is not decent, or the body is not decent, but uh, once the admin assigns engineer, then email would be sent. Initially in the video, I said that email would also be sent when he or she registers or basically files a complaint. But that would only be done once the admin assigns engineer. So I'm sorry for the mistake which I made initially. I was having that idea. So now, in this software, there is one more thing which can be done by the customer, and that is giving the service feedback. So when I click on submit, and let's say we want to give service feedback. Basically, why do we want to give service feedback? So the reason we want to give the service feedback is, let's say the engineer was assigned, and the engineer now has done his job of repairing the electronic item. Now, if the customer wants to give feedback about the way engineer behaved, or um the experience of how that electronic item is working, our service, he can give anything in the feedback. So he just have to enter his email and the feedback. So as of now, I'm entering the feedback that the mechanic work properly, and the electronic item, or let's say AC, the AC is working properly. Looking forward to purchase more items and getting uh, electronic items rep- okay, repaired in the future. So when I'll click on submit feedback, let's see what happens. When I'll click on submit feedback, the customer would be shown whatever feedback he or she has entered and the email. And you can see, just like we get an automated email whenever we give feedback to any website. Let's say whenever we give feedback, especially when I had given my laptop for repairing, then I was supposed to register my complaint in the HP Authentic website. And once my laptop was repaired, then they said me to give me my feedback, or basically number, basically rate the way they repaired. So once I give the feedback, immediately an email popped, which was an automatic, of course, computer generated email. So similarly, I have tried to implement something like that, that once the customer gives some feedback, any feedback, whether it may be negative or positive, irrespective of that, I am going to send an email to that user that thank you for your service feedback and being our valued customer. Looking forward to serving you in the future in the best possible way. Now, that's not the only thing which is going to happen. Now, the admin would also be shown. Just a minute, let me uh, take you to admin login. The admin would also be shown the admin would also be shown the service feedbacks given by various customers. So view service feedbacks. Here you would be able to view all the service feedbacks. You can see Bruce at gmail.com. I have shown you this how he complained. Uh, so I have shown you all the working functionalities which I have implemented. This is what I have implemented. In future, what can we do to this software? I can add the functionality of having multiple admins. Second functionality which I can implement in future is I can provide the option of sending reply to the feedback which the customers have given. Right now, I have not kept any mechanism of providing. See, here the admin can view the feedback, but he or she will not be able to. I mean, the admin will not be able to reply to the customer. So I can add that, and once the customer purchases any item, I can actually send them the bill in the form of email. I have not implemented that portion. That thing also I can add. Rest I have tried to cover the functionality of email also. This was my electronic shop management, which I have tried to implement. Thank you for listening. And this is the project for roll number CE004. Thank you.